I'm scared of Twitch. I don't want them to ban me, but it's a two-piece. It's a two-piece. I'm wearing something underneath. I'm not showing. Wait. There is more to the bathing suit, but we scared of Twitch, so we hiding. I'm hiding in my water. We got sharks and hearts and some little tears. I'm out of the water. Alright, so on Saturday, or if you guys didn't tune in, I did a hot tub stream recently. So I just wanted to take the time to do a tutorial Tuesday for all of you. Especially for those of you who are interested in adapting the streamer assets or the or using it for your VTuber setup or whatever, you know, make yourself a VTuber hot tub streamer, whatever have you. So here I got this clip from the hot tub stream that you can see. I muted it so you can't hear it, but basically you can see the hot tub there. Inside of the hot tub, I have bits and icons for the alerts. So when people activated the alerts, for example, by following or rating or giving me a donation or anything like that, it would drop the icon into my hot tub and fill it up. So I'm just gonna go over kind of quickly how I made this, and if you guys are interested in making it yourself and implementing it into your stream, you can very easily. And if you need more information or anything, you can feel free to check out my Discord, because I have it all there. Okay, so first off, I guess to kind of go over the first step of getting yourself a hot tub stream is you need a hot tub, right? So you need a hot tub to do your stream. So luckily, I managed to find this free asset of a hot tub on Twitter. So this is a free asset that I found. Actually, let me double check if it's free, but I basically found this asset on Twitter. So let me pull this up right now here. Alright, so here it is. This is the asset for the hot tub, as you can see. It is by Kureejii. It is made for VTubers, and it comes with all of these cool assets. It comes with the hot tub, which is front and back, so you can see it here, hot tub front and back. Different colors as well if you needed the colors and whatnot. So yeah. And it kind of looks like this when you it kind of looks like this. So let me fade in here. It kind of looks like this when you set it up onto the when you set it up like this onto, you can see all the things dropping in there. So those are all the items. So when you set the whole thing up on as an image right there, it will pop in like that. I'm gonna turn off the jar for a second so you can see. So it's just an image. There's a front portion and there's a back portion. So you kind of just have to like, I think I'm gonna ruin it, but whatever. There's a front portion and there's a back portion for this specific assets. You basically just download the files and then you add it onto your stream OBS as a source. Pretty easy. So now we get to the hard part, which is programming the... Is the jar in? The jar is in. So we get to the hard part where we program the jar. So, basically, how I did that was I used... if you guys notice in my other... In this scene here, when I'm streaming on this scene... Give me a second while I turn this on. When I'm streaming on this scene... here we go. When I'm streaming on this scene here, you can see I have a little jar down at the bottom here, right? So that's my tip jar. This jar, you can use the widget from Streamlabs. Streamlab OBS has this element, widget on their dashboard on the browser. You can also have it downloaded if you're using Streamlab OBS. So I was using that, this thing here. However, unfortunately, I noticed that with Streamlabs, I couldn't add in my own image, right? I didn't know how to add my own image. I struggled a little bit to figure out. I thought originally you could add your own image and that way I could create the hot tub, but I couldn't. So what I had to do was I had to find a different widget or a different way to program it so that it can become a jar, the hot tub, I mean. So I did some research and I found out that Stream Elements here has their own thing called the Hype Cup. So Stream Elements Hype Cup. So they have their own thing called the Hype Cup here, which you can see. So you can see this lady doing a tutorial here. So they have their own widget with a cup here. So you see the cup on the screen and you can basically, with this widget, you can change the image of the cup and you can add like icons into your cup, so you can make the icon like a different image every single time. So here, I'll show you guys. This is my scene for the hot tub. So on Stream Elements, using the Hype Cup widget, I was able to kind of make my own hot tub jar. It just gotta load for a second. It takes a while to load, so that's one thing. One of the things I had issues with Stream Elements is it takes a while to load. Also, the images don't come out completely, like, the images are kind of weird, but, if you just leave everything at their default, if you leave all the images at their default, it usually works pretty fine. For example, if you use the cheer command and you just... Right, so if you just use the cheer command and emulate the cheers, they come out perfectly fine, the bits, right? But if you do like anything else and you change anything, it might be a little bit scuffed. But at the very least, you have yourself a hot tub. So what I did was I basically uploaded the image of the hot tub here. So you can see change jar or change cup. And they give you a whole bunch of cups. A lot of them are like Christmas oriented. It's weird, whatever. So I basically just went in and I changed the cup. So you can go in, you can edit cup, and then you can like do this. Oh shit. No, I didn't want to do that. Oh no. Ruined the cup. Ruined the cup. Change image. I didn't want to actually change the cup. Well, now you can actually see me change the cup in real time. So the reason why I make the opacity low is because if you see when I do the hot tub on my thing, I use two images. I do the front image and the back image, right? And then if I wanted to go into the hot tub, I don't want the jar to be on top of me. Or like, I want the jar to be on top of me so you can see the bits kind of floating around. But I don't want it to like block my whole body. So kind of like to show you here. It looks a little scuffed now because I fucked with it, but don't mind it. But I don't want it because I want the thing to be showing up. But I don't want it like my body. I don't want my body to kind of like, you know, I don't want my body to be like covered with hot tub. Does that make sense? Like if I do it at 100% opacity here, then my body gets covered by the hot tub. See? So you can't see my body. But if I lower the opacity to like 8%, 7%, then you can't really see the hot... Like you can kind of see the hot tub through, but at least it's like visible enough that you can like set the image right and blah, 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 blah. If you really want it to be like perfect, you can just make the opacity 0. And then, like, you can't see it at all. So, basically, that's how I kind of set my hot tub cup. I'm going to change the opacity a little bit so you guys can see it better. So, basically in this cup, right, when you're changing the cup from these image to this image, you're gonna have to change the physics of the cup. So there's this thing called the enter wireframe. The enter wireframe is kind of like a frame, or like the boundaries for which your cup kind of occupies, right? So if you're using any of these cups, like the regular cups, they will have their own programmed wireframe already provided to you by Stream Elements, right? And so if you're like an animator and you know how to animate these types of things and stuff like that, then trying to figure out what the wireframe for this particular image asset is going to be probably pretty easy for you. But if you're kind of a noob like me, you're going to be very confused, like what do these numbers correspond to? What are these, like, where do these numbers correspond to as like coordinates onto your cup? Like if you program, you would know what all of these numbers, like where these coordinates go to. But if you're like me and stupid, you'll be like, what is 135? Where is that on my cup? I have no idea. So you won't be able to know if your cup is actually working or not. Right? So now my cup isn't working because I changed it to something else earlier by accident. And so now it doesn't have that wireframe that I had earlier, right? So what I want to do is I want to make a wireframe for it. So you could brute force it, right? You could guess, you could type in numbers randomly, you can change it manually, each individual number, and see what happens to it. But there is a better way to do that. So here I'm gonna pull it up. This is the tool I use. I found it on Twitter. So this is the Firewire. This is the Firewire. This is the person that programmed. They write code apparently. They made a lot of good stuff. If you're familiar with the what was it, Trigger Fire? This one, Trigger Fire. This thing here, this thing is the overlay alert. This is the overlay alert widget that I use to add alerts to my thing. So for example, this one. The important thing about the wireframe is that you're supposed to make it so that it gives your cup or your image the cup shape, or to define the physics in where the cup needs to operate in, because Streamlabs has their own thing that they operate in and stuff like that. Like they have programmed it, they added physics to it and everything. So you need to have wireframes for Stream Elements to be like, ah yes, this is the cup and this is the outside of the cup, right? So here, this is kind of the this video kind of demonstrates quick and easy the mechanism for that. So you can see, you can kind of see, okay, it's kind of slow at loading because my internet is not very fast, but you can kind of see here, so they're using a pen tool and they're drawing an outline around this symbol to represent like the edge of the cup. And so anything that touches this blue spot, anything that touches that blue spot, it will bounce off of. Okay, so you see here, you can see it bounces off of it, right? And then anything that's like a groove, it will just sit in there. So that's like the physics aspect. So basically, the cool thing about this tool is it basically generates a wireframe for you. So here's another demonstration that the coder wrote. So he made basically a ping pong kind of bit thing. So you could, or not ping pong, a pinball machine. So he made like a little pinball machine. So you can see when he drew the cup at the bottom, so that's to collect all of the bits. And then he basically added physics around the pinball machine to represent like the stuff that it's supposed to bounce off of, and then a cup to collect all of the stuff. So you can see all of that. See that there? So you can kind of, so using this tool, you can basically generate a wireframe for any image. And you can turn any image into some kind of interactable cup-like physic item, right? So I'll show you guys basically how I would do that. So I open this page, okay? And so I upload an image. So I'm gonna upload my hot tub here. And so I want, basically what I want is I want the balls, or I want the bits to kind of fall into the hot tub, right? So I want it to kind of like, to kind of give you that, like I want it to go, oh, like I want the balls to kind of go like from here, coming out, and then drop into here. And then I want it to kind of sit like in this pool thing, right? So using what I saw in the other demonstration, what I would do is then I would just do this. I would draw kind of like my kind of cup, like this would be the bottom of the cup here. So I kind of draw it out to be like filled up in the pool, right? And then I would raise it up, because it's not like the pool, like the pool is a 2D image, but I want to give the pool depth, right? So if I do this, right, if I like up this, then I can give the pool depth. Right? If I wanted to be more fine-tuned with it, I probably should have started doing the edge. Like, if I wanted to make this more, a little bit better, I could have put the edges over here. So I could have drawn the outline from here. Like, I'll show you. I could have drawn the edges from here. And then, like, have it extend up to here, go over here, go over here. Like, something like that. You know, something like this. Like, I could do this. Right? It's still gonna be the same. Like, it's still gonna block out, because it's still operating on a 2D space. So even if it looks 3D, right? The object is gonna come up from here. The balls are gonna come up from here and go down to here and hit this, because it's operating on a 2D spectrum. And so when I finish drawing this, I get this, like, generated wireframe. So these are just the code that they generate. And you can copy and paste it. Copy it and then paste it into your thing. So I already have one code for this particular hot tub, which I can then copy and paste it into the wireframe part of the cup setting. Okay, so this is, so if I'm gonna use, so basically what I do is copy, delete, I paste my wireframe coordinates, which I generated from this tool here, and then I submit, right? And hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, this should work. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I just screwed us over. So here we go, and there you have it. You have your shark coming in. We can do a cheer event here, you can see, and now you have a hot tub cup. All right. So the neat thing is that you can add, different icons. So I added the League of Legends icon, and it looks really scuffed. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's what I mean by Stream Elements is a little bit unreliable. Like, some of the default images work. So the shark, the bits, the default items work. But sometimes when you add a new item, it doesn't really work. Like, this works. But everything else doesn't really work. So if you wanted to make sure that it does work, I would say leave the default icons as is. Yeah, But basically, this is how it works. And then what you want to do is if you want to put this into your stream, right? We just talked about how to program it and how to make it. If you want to add this to your stream, the cool part about Stream Elements, which is one of the reasons why so many other streamers use Stream Elements, is you can basically program all of your stuff on the web page. Like, you don't need to download it. And then you basically copy the URL of the overlay. So you can copy the URL, import it into your browser setup onto Streamlabs. So if I wanted to put it into this thing, if I wanted to put the hot tub in here, I would just basically pull out my browser, add, let's see, where is hot tub? Hot tub jar. And then I would have a hot tub here. You can't really see it. You can't see it because I put the opacity to like 0, but if I increase the opacity, you should be able to see it. There. See? So there's the hot tub. The hot tub is here. This is the jar. I can add things to it. And then we'll see. So, yeah. So, yeah. That's why... So, you can see the stuff going in, but you can't. So, that's why I put the opacity to, like, 0. So, you can see the stuff. And so, you kind of have to, like... You kind of have to play with it a little bit to make sure it works. And then, like... it's not 100% functional. Like, it doesn't work consistently. As I mentioned, there's a lot of random things that don't work. Like, for example, my tier doesn't often show up as it should. Sometimes it breaks. Sometimes you have to, like, fiddle with it. Another thing that is kind of bad about this Hype Cup is if you're not using Stream Elements, you will probably need to, I guess, import all of your alert settings into Stream Elements so that it can work. Because if you're not using Stream Elements, you're using like Streamlabs, or you're just using base Twitch, whatever, or OBS or something, or some third-party web browser thing. You're gonna have to import all of that into Twitch or into Stream Elements for it to kind of register like, oh yes, we got a donation, so we're gonna drop a giant shark into your pool. Like so. So, if you enjoyed the tutorial, feel free to ask some questions in the comments below, or like and subscribe to the YouTube video. And if you are here in the live stream right now, feel free to ask questions in the Discord. I have a Discord, and you guys can check that out to get more information from me.